Welcome to a tale of heartbreak, realization, and second chances. Sometimes, a decade-long romance can be shattered not by a single dramatic event, but by 1,000 little moments of being taken for granted. In this emotional journey, watch how a woman finally finds the courage to choose her own worth over a broken promise, leaving behind the man who thought she would wait forever. At Arthur Sterling's 70th birthday gala, Cole Sterling arrived fashionably late with his young assistant. "Harper, go sit over there. Chloe is shy and used to sitting next to me." I didn't hesitate for a second. I stood up immediately and sat down next to Grandpa Sterling, who was scowling. Cole raised an eyebrow in surprise, then pushed his timid assistant into my old seat. My phone buzzed moments later. "Are you mad again?" "I told you. I'm just showing the girl around. Don't be so jealous all the time." I didn't reply, sipping my drink calmly. "I'll take you to the wedding dress fitting after this. Stop pouting. Okay." I smiled across the table. He smiled back. He had no idea I was smiling because the wedding dress fitting was off. 10 minutes before he'd arrived, I'd already finalized the broken engagement with Grandpa Sterling. A flight reminder popped up on my screen. "Boarding in 3 hours. Cole Sterling, by the time this gala ends, we'll be worlds apart. Grandpa, may you enjoy many more happy, healthy, and prosperous years ahead." Cole raised his glass with a grin. "Oh, this is my new assistant, Chloe Jenkins. She's hardworking, so I brought her along to wish you a happy birthday." Chloe stood up shyly, raising her own glass. "Wishing you good health and longevity." Grandpa Sterling's face remained stormy. "You brat! Are you trying to kill me? Who told you to bring an outsider into our home? You don't care about your own fiancé, but you're fawning over some assistant." Tears welled in Chloe's eyes, and she looked to Cole for help. He froze mid-sip, his gaze snapping to me. "Did Harper tattle on me again?" "Humph. She wouldn't waste her breath talking about you. I'm not blind or deaf. I know exactly what you've been up to." Grandpa Sterling was still furious about the broken engagement, and his voice was sharp as a knife. I continued eating and drinking as if nothing was wrong. Cole's temper flared. "I just took Chloe on a business trip, and we stopped for a few days to explore. How is that being up to no good?" I couldn't help but laugh out loud. His so-called business trip had happened because Chloe mentioned she wanted to go to Los Angeles. He'd canceled a long-planned deal with my family's company to switch to an LA partner instead. The vacation was the main event. The business was just an afterthought. That was the final straw that made my parents see how little Cole cared about me. And they'd finally agreed to the broken engagement. "What are you laughing at?" he snapped. "We both know exactly why you had to go to Los Angeles. No need to yell at Grandpa." Cole's face turned red with anger. "Harper Montgomery, you're not even married into this family yet, and you're already trying to run my company. Changing partners was a business decision. There's nothing wrong with bringing my assistant on a trip. Stop being so catty and making things up." The room fell silent. Chloe's timid eyes met mine, and I remembered her social media posts. What do I have to do to get a dream boss like this? I just mentioned I wanted to go to LA, and he canceled the deal with his fiancé's family to switch to an LA partner. Now we're on a company-paid vacation disguised as a business trip. Her pinned comment had a photo of a beachfront hotel. I only booked one room, and he didn't say anything. What does that mean? The comments were full of people telling her he definitely liked her, that she should go for it and land the rich catch. "But he has a fiancé. Isn't that wrong?" That comment had been buried under a flood of encouragement, all of which Chloe had liked. In 5 days, she'd posted 30 times, documenting every single detail of her trip with Cole. The photos looked innocent enough, but the intimacy between them stabbed me in the eyes, and in the heart that had beaten for him for over a decade. During that entire trip, he hadn't replied to a single one of my messages. He'd answered the phone once, though. "Are you looking for Mr. Sterling? He's in the shower." That was the moment I decided to end the engagement. Realizing he'd overreacted, Cole walked over to me and put his hands on my shoulders. He leaned down to whisper in my ear, "Today's Grandpa's birthday. So, Stop acting out. Okay? Come upstairs with me. I got you a present from LA. I stood up and stepped away from his touch. I'm not acting out. None of this concerns me anymore. I bowed respectfully to Grandpa Sterling. Grandpa, I should head home now. He looked at me sadly. All right, you can always come to me if you need anything, kiddo. My eyes stung, and I nodded. Cole watched this exchange, frowning in confusion. Then he laughed as if he'd figured it out. Grandpa, you spoil her too much. With you backing her up, she'll be breathing down my neck 24/7. I'll never have any freedom. Grandpa didn't bother joking back. He simply announced the gala was over and turned to go upstairs. Chloe dropped her shy act and started talking more. Miss Montgomery, I don't know what I did to upset you, but I apologize anyway. Mr. Sterling works so hard. You shouldn't keep complaining to Grandpa and getting him in trouble. I held up a hand to stop her. You haven't upset me, and I haven't been complaining. If you care about him so much, why don't you marry him and take care of him properly? No need to beat around the bush and make up excuses. Tears streamed down Chloe's face, looking utterly humiliated. I didn't. That's enough. Cole pulled out a handkerchief and handed it to her. She's just a recent grad. She doesn't have any ulterior motives. You, on the other hand, are using your family status to insult her. You have no class. I stared at his still handsome face, and a bitter ache spread through my chest. 20 years of friendship. 10 years of love. This was what he thought of me. It didn't matter anymore. While Cole was busy comforting the sobbing Chloe, I walked straight out the door. I paused in the yard when I saw the swing by the flower garden. 18-year-old Cole had built that swing for me with his own hands. This swing has your name on it now. No one else can sit on it. Not even Grandpa. He really did carve it in. Harper's special swing. Anything for you, Princess Harper. An arm slipped around my shoulders, and I turned to see Cole smiling at me. For a split second, his face overlapped with the boy from my memories. Where do you think you're going? We had a wedding dress fitting, remember? You've lost so much weight lately. I'll probably have to alter it. I was about to speak when Chloe's voice cut in. Wow, this swing is so pretty. Mr. Sterling, can I try it? Will you push me? She sat down before anyone could answer. Cole opened his mouth to say something, then glanced at my blank face and smiled. Sure, but I push hard. Scream if you get scared. He stood behind her and put his hands on her shoulders. Ready? Here we go. The same words echoed in my head, but in a younger, brighter voice. Harper, want me to push you higher? Yes. Push as hard as you can. I am not scared. Oh, really? Who was the one screaming her head off last time? Sobbing so hard her legs gave out, and I had to carry her home. I'm over that now. I won't cry this time, I promise. Chloe's high-pitched scream pulled me back to the present. Scared now? Yes. Yes. I'm scared. Please stop, Mr. Sterling. Cole looked at me, still standing there frozen, and smirked. All right, get off. This swing belongs to someone else. I'm just letting you borrow it for a minute. But Chloe pulled out her phone instead, pointing it at herself, and tugging on Cole's arm. I want to take a picture to remember this. Can you be in it with me? He sighed dramatically. I don't get you girls. Everything has to be a photo these days. But his voice held that familiar fondness I knew so well. He bent down and rested his chin on her shoulder. Can you at least smile? You look the same in every single picture. You're so picky. I turned and walked toward the gate. Their voices faded behind me. When I got home, I grabbed my suitcase and headed to the airport. My phone buzzed again. The wedding dress fitting will have to wait a few days. Wyatt rounded up the guys, and I have to go. Be good. And stop being mad at me. Once things calm down, we'll go to Napa Valley for our wedding photos. I turned off my screen and leaned my head against the car window, watching the world pass by. Napa Valley. We'd planned that 2 months ago. I'd spent 2 weeks researching different photographers for different weather, different landmarks, different lighting. But Chloe had ruined everything. Cole took her everywhere he went, saying he was training her. But he stopped replying to my messages. All the times he said he was busy, I saw Chloe's posts. Him taking her to the new bakery downtown, skipping work to see a movie with her. When I confronted him, he always had an excuse. I was just testing the bakery. Maybe we can get our office catering there now. I ran into her after a client meeting, and she wanted to see the movie. I didn't have the heart to say no. He even missed my birthday and our anniversary. Disappointment had built up slowly, one small hurt at a time. When I first told my parents in New York I wanted to break the engagement, they'd been furious. It wasn't until last week, when Cole canceled the decades-old partnership between our families for Chloe, that they'd finally realized how serious things were. Grandpa Sterling had always loved me like his own granddaughter. But even he couldn't change my mind. That boy has failed you, my dear. But don't worry, even if you're not my granddaughter-in-law, I'll always love you. Another message came in. I forgot to give you your present. I'll bring it over tomorrow. Are you still mad? If you don't reply, I'll give it to someone else. Your temper is getting worse. Who else would put up with you besides me? While I was waiting at the gate, Cole called. I thought I might as well tell him myself. Save Grandpa the trouble. When I answered, there was loud music and laughter in the background. Cole, are you really bringing your little assistant here? Harper's going to scratch your eyes out. Cole snorted. She wouldn't dare. I'm the CEO of Sterling Enterprises now. I'm not going to let her boss me around like before if that's embarrassing. Another man sighed. Honestly, Harper's great for a fling. But she'd be impossible to marry. She's a princess. Never had to work for anything in her life. This is the first time she's ever been upset, right? I'm surprised she's put up with it this long. Cole sounded drunk. Why wouldn't she put up with it? She can't be a princess forever. If she's going to be my wife, she has to follow my rules, and that means minding her own business. Chloe's voice was soft and sweet. Mr. Sterling, don't drink anymore. You'll get sick. Wyatt laughed. Chloe, why are you still calling him Mr. Sterling? Shouldn't you be calling him Cole by now? Don't tease me, Wyatt. I would never overstep like that. Really? Then call me Wyatt. I don't have a jealous fiancé to worry about. Cole kicked him under the table. You player, you've slept with half of Chicago. Don't flirt with what's mine. Everyone laughed. All right. Your girl. You're so protective. So what really happened in L.A.? Did you two? Cole cut him off coldly. Nothing happened. We're just friends. Stop making things up. Wyatt grinned. Oh, really? Because Chloe told me you only booked one room. The call ended abruptly. I knew exactly who had hung up. It was unnecessary. I blocked his number, grabbed my suitcase, and walked toward the boarding gate. When I landed, my parents were waiting for me, and someone else was with them. Harper, it's been so long. I stared at him, surprised. Old memories flooded back. Is that Liam? He smiled warmly. It's been almost 10 years. I'm glad you still remember me. Liam Caldwell took my suitcase from me naturally. Harper, you've lost so much weight. My mother stroked my cheek. Come on, let's go home. I'll make you all your favorite foods. I pulled her hand away, forcing down the lump in my throat. I'm fine, Mom. You just haven't seen me in a while. My father spoke up. Liam's working on a big project with our company right now. No more slacking off. You need to take this seriously so your mother and I can retire soon. Dad, I just got off a plane. Can't I at least catch my breath first? You and your dramatic mouth. We all laughed and walked toward the parking lot. On the drive back to the estate, I checked my phone again and saw Chloe's latest post. My boss got drunk, so I drove him home, but he's holding on to me and won't let me leave. What should I do? The photo showed Cole lying in bed, his face flushed. Her pinned comment. He's obviously asking you to stay. Be brave, girl. Tonight's your chance to climb the social ladder. Chloe had replied, I don't have such big ambitions, but I do have to stay and take care of him. I even have to help him wash up. More encouragement and demands for updates flooded the comments. I laughed softly to myself. Liam glanced at me, a small smile playing on his lips. But he didn't say anything. After I recovered from jet lag, I was playing with the dog in the yard when Liam called from the living room. Harper, your phone's been ringing non-stop. It's a call from back home, caller ID. I was too busy chasing the dog to care. Liam, can you get it for me? Sure. I heard his warm, gentle voice. Hello. Who's calling, please? Cole stared at his phone as the call ended. A strange feeling of unease settling in his chest. He'd gotten drunk the night before. When he woke up, Chloe was lying next to him. I'm sorry, Mr. Sterling. You were so drunk last night. You kept holding my hand and wouldn't let me leave. So I helped you wash up. Her shy face brought back memories. Memories of Harper. He rubbed his temples and cleared his throat. It's fine. You can go now. Last night, he thought the person next to him was Harper. That's why he'd held on so tight. Chloe bit her lip, wanting to say more, but when Cole picked up his phone to make a call, she left quietly. He opened his chat with Harper and saw that she hadn't sent him a single message in over a week. She hadn't replied to any of his either. Then it hit him. She was still mad about LA. He sighed. She was perfect in every way except she was so stubborn. When we were younger, I wanted to spoil her rotten, but things are different now. I'm the CEO of Sterling Enterprises, and my reputation matters. I can't let everyone think she controls me. Taking Chloe to Los Angeles had been a spur-of-the-moment decision. He also didn't want to be tied to the Montgomerys forever. Their families had been in business together for generations. And he wanted to make a name for himself, not just inherit what his grandfather had built. It was just one project. What was the big deal? Cole couldn't understand why Harper was making such a fuss. The more upset she got, the more determined he was to stand his ground. He couldn't let her question his authority as CEO. Chloe was just a distraction, something fun to play with, and it was a good way to show Harper that he wasn't going to revolve his entire life around her anymore. Other women would be interested in him. That was normal. People grow up. She needed to learn how to be a proper Sterling wife. With that thought, he threw his phone down and went to take a shower. 2 more days passed, and Harper still hadn't contacted him. Cole sat in his office, distracted. Grandpa wasn't talking to him either. He thought back to the birthday gala, to the way Harper and Grandpa had looked at each other. It had been strange, like they were saying goodbye. Suddenly, a cold dread washed over him. He grabbed his phone and called her again. The number you have dialed is temporarily unavailable. He'd been blocked. The only number that still worked was his old, rarely used one. Cole stared at his phone in shock, then laughed bitterly. Her temper really was getting worse. Chloe walked in with a stack of files. Mr. Sterling, there's a new bubble tea shop in the mall next door. Will you come get some with me? Cole glared at her, his temper already frayed. Do I look like I have nothing better to do? You're here to work, not to slack off on company time. Tears filled Chloe's eyes. Mr. Sterling, why are you being so mean to me? Cole closed his eyes. Act like a professional while you're at work. Get out. Chloe left, hurt and confused. She had no idea what had changed. The office fell silent again. Cole twirled his pen between his fingers, his chest tight with anxiety. Then, he remembered something. He picked up the phone. Arrange a wedding dress fitting for my fiancé and me tomorrow. There was a pause on the other end. Mr. Sterling. The wedding dress was already returned. Miss Montgomery paid the cancellation fee. What? When did that happen? Cole's voice shook, and he didn't even notice. 3 days ago, sir. 3 days ago. The day of Grandpa's birthday. He hung up abruptly, grabbed his keys, and ran out of the office. He screeched to a halt in front of the Sterling mansion. Grandpa! He burst into the living room, and Grandpa Sterling's cane came down hard on his shoulder. You good for nothing! What are you doing back here? You're going to give me a heart attack. Cole didn't fight back, just covered his face. Grandpa, please stop. I need to ask you something. When Grandpa finally stopped hitting him, he sat down on the couch, breathing heavily. Grandpa, what did Harper say to you on your birthday? She returned the wedding dress. His voice was trembling, and a terrible fear was growing in his chest. Hump. Your fiancé left 3 days ago, and you're only just now noticing the wedding dress. Cole's heart sank. Left? What did he mean? Left? Grandpa, what are you talking about? Grandpa slammed his cane on the floor. The engagement between the Sterlings and the Montgomerys is off. Harper called it off herself. Look what you've done. Cole's eyes widened in horror. Called it off. She said that herself. Why? Grandpa, what did she tell you? Grandpa stared at him coldly. What do you think? You should be asking yourself that. Ever since that intern showed up, you've been head over heels for her. Did you even remember you have a fiancé? Cole froze. All this over Chloe. She was being so unreasonable. Anger warred with panic in his chest. I didn't cheat on her. Grandpa, you spoiled her rotten. That's why she's being so unreasonable. I'm a CEO, for God's sake. Can't I have a little space? I was just, slap. Grandpa's hand connected with his cheek. You fool. She told me everything about you, and that assistant sharing a room in Los Angeles. And you dare say you didn't cheat on her. How did the Sterling family produce such a disgrace? Cole stared at him. Stunned. Sharing a room. Then he remembered. In L.A., Chloe had booked a 3-bedroom penthouse suite. He hadn't thought anything of it. How had Harper found out? Ask your precious little assistant what she's been doing, Grandpa said sharply. Grandpa? Where is Harper? I've been trying to find her. But the Montgomery house is empty. She flew to New York 3 days ago. You're only just now asking? I tried to talk her out of it. But now I see why she was so determined. You've shamed the entire Sterling family. New York. Harper had accused him of cheating without even talking to him first. After all these years, didn't she trust him at all? He went back to the office and called Chloe in. Mr. Sterling, you wanted to see me? She still looked sweet and innocent. Did you post anything about me on social media? Cole asked, his voice cold. Chloe flinched. No, I didn't. He stared at her, his eyes dark and dangerous. Tell me the truth. I won't ask again. Chloe had never seen him look so scary. He was the golden boy who'd treated her like a princess, who'd made her the envy of all her classmates. I just posted some things about my life. I didn't show your face or anything. Give me your phone. His voice was a roar, tears streaming down her face. Chloe unlocked her phone and handed it to him. Cole scrolled through her posts, reading every single one and all the comments. His face got darker and darker. Who told you to post this garbage? What makes you think I'd ever be interested in you? Chloe broke down crying. His words cut deeper than any knife. I wanted to grow my following. It's my first job, and everyone was so jealous of me. Cole threw her phone on the desk. Delete all of it. Then go to HR and hand in your resignation. Chloe stared at him in disbelief, her tears stopping. What? No, I won't. You liked me. You did all those things for me because you liked me. Why are you doing this? Cole laughed bitterly. I have a fiancé. Why would I like you? What do you have that she doesn't? Then why did you cancel the deal with the Montgomerys just to take me to Los Angeles? Why did you let me share a room with you? Why did you skip work to get coffee with me, take me to the movies, and bring me to your grandpa's birthday? You did all that because you liked me, didn't you? Chloe couldn't understand. How could someone change so completely overnight? Cole loosened his tie, annoyed. You wouldn't understand business. As for the rest, I was just bored and messing with you. More than anything, I wanted to see how Harper would react. Chloe swayed on her feet. So all the attention, all the kindness, all the things she'd thought meant he loved her, They'd just been a way to make his fiancée jealous. She was nothing more than a tool, a toy. The humiliation was too much to bear. She ran out of the office, sobbing. Cole sat in his chair, staring into space. Memories flooded his mind. When they were little, everyone had always asked him if he liked Harper. He'd looked at the tiny, perfect little girl and said yes. He'd said he was going to marry her when they grew up. All the adults had laughed. As they got older, those childish feelings had turned into real love. He'd known they were going to get married. He'd wanted to give her the world. But then he'd grown up. Running the company was exciting, but it was exhausting too. He'd wanted some freedom. But Harper hadn't changed. She still expected him to be the same boy who'd done everything she asked. So, their relationship had hit a rough patch. It wasn't a big deal, or at least that's what he thought. A terrible panic washed over him. He called his secretary. "Book me a flight to New York. First class. Now, some things just need to be said face to face." I started working on the partnership with Caldwell Incorporated. Liam moved his office next to mine. During lunch one day, I remembered something. "Oh, Liam, you answered that phone call for me the other day, right? Who was it?" Liam thought for a moment. "Oh, they hung up as soon as I said hello. I thought it was a wrong number, so I didn't mention it." I nodded. That made sense. I had all my friends' numbers saved. "Harper, do you have any plans for the weekend?" I'd known for a while how Liam felt about me. "Liam, I know how you feel, but I just got out of a long relationship, and I'm still a mess. I don't want to use you as a rebound. That wouldn't be fair to you. Everyone always says the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else. But I didn't believe that. You can't let someone new into your heart until the old one is completely gone." He smiled gently. "You haven't changed a bit. You're still always thinking about other people." I blushed. When I was little, I'd spent summers at my grandmother's house, and Liam had been my best friend. Then his family had moved to New York when he went to college, and we'd lost touch. 10 years had passed. We barely knew each other anymore. Jumping into a relationship wouldn't be fair to either of us. "I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say it." "It's okay. I understand. Don't put any pressure on yourself. We're still business partners, and we're still old friends. We can take it slow." "Harper, I've waited this long. I can wait a little longer." That night, I ate dinner with my parents, and I'd never felt happier. "Sweetheart, how are things going with Liam?" I kept eating, nodding absently. "They're fine. He's really helpful with the project. You don't have to worry about work." "Mom, my mother." "I'm not asking about work." I looked up at her, confused. "Do you know why Liam moved to New York all those years ago?" "I thought his parents wanted to expand their business here." My mother looked nostalgic. "He moved because he heard you were engaged to Cole Sterling. He was heartbroken, so he decided to study abroad. His parents were worried about him, so they moved the whole family here." She sighed again. "That boy has always been so good to you. All these years, he never bothered you because he knew you were happy with Cole. He'd ask me how you were doing every time we talked." I put down my fork, stunned. Liam had loved me all this time. I'd never noticed. I guess I'd been too busy looking at Cole to see anyone else. He's never dated anyone else, you know. When he heard you'd broken off the engagement, he was so happy. But he made us promise not to tell you. He said he didn't want to pressure you. He wanted to wait until you were ready. That boy has the kindest heart, so that was why. The next day, I felt awkward around Liam. Then my phone rang. It was Grandpa Sterling. "Sweetheart, that boy flew to New York to find you. Don't give him the time of day. Just tell him to go home." I wasn't surprised. "I know, Grandpa. Take care of yourself. I'll come visit you soon." He said good several times before hanging up. At the end of the day, Liam and I walked out of the office building together. "Should we go home and eat your mom's cooking? Or do you want to go out?" I looked up at the beautiful sunset and smiled. "Let's go to that French restaurant by the beach." "Sounds perfect." We were walking to the parking lot when a figure jumped out in front of us. I stumbled back in surprise. Careful. Liam grabbed my arm and pulled me close. Let go of her. I looked up and saw Cole Sterling. His face twisted with anger. He pushed Liam hard. What is wrong with you? He yelled. Harper. You're yelling at me. You're yelling at me for this guy. He looked hurt and disbelieving. At least I'm not parading my assistant around in public. I'm just standing up for my friend. What's wrong with that? Cole's face lit up with hope. I know you're jealous of her. But I fired her already. None of that stuff she posted was true. It was all in her head. Nothing happened between us in LA, I swear. Enough. I don't want to hear it. Cole, our engagement is over. We have nothing to do with each other anymore. Stop harassing me. But he wouldn't listen. No, you're misunderstanding me. You don't trust me. I never cheated on you. I need to explain everything to you, Harper. I won't accept this engagement being called off. Liam stepped between us. Harper has made it very clear. She wants nothing to do with you, Mr. Sterling. Harassing a woman is not gentlemanly behavior. Cole glared at him, his eyes blazing. This is between her and me. It's none of your business. Outsider. Liam smiled calmly. Actually, from where I'm standing, you're the outsider here. Cole turned back to me, his voice desperate. Harper, what is he to you? I wrapped my arm around Liam's and lifted my chin. He's going to be my boyfriend. Cole froze. The light went out of his eyes. That's impossible. We grew up together. We only ever loved each other. Liam didn't say anything, but I felt his arm tremble slightly. I didn't look back at Cole. I pulled Liam toward the car and got in. As we drove away, I glanced in the rearview mirror. Cole was standing alone in the parking lot, staring after our car. He didn't move. When we got to the restaurant, Liam turned to me. Harper, did you just say that to get rid of him? I shook my head. I told you I wouldn't use you as a rebound. I meant it. I was going to tell you tonight anyway. My heart is finally free. Liam's face lit up with joy. He couldn't stop smiling. Really, Harper? You mean? I leaned over and kissed him softly on the jaw. All right. I'm starving. Let's eat first. Cole didn't go back to Chicago. He followed me everywhere. Out of respect for Grandpa Sterling, I tried to be patient. Go home, Cole. The company needs you. Grandpa is worried about you. His eyes were red and puffy like he'd been crying. No. If you're not coming home, I'm not going home either, Harper. This isn't You can't just end everything like that. I won't let you. It's already over, Cole. There's nothing you can do to change it. You need to accept that. But he wouldn't listen. Meanwhile, Sterling Enterprises started falling apart without its CEO. Grandpa Sterling had to step in to fix things, but the stress was too much for him, and he got sick. That's when Cole finally agreed to go home. Before he left, he came to see me one last time. He looked terrible, unshaven, exhausted, and broken. Harper, I've thought about this a lot. I know I messed up big time. You're so strong and independent, and you don't put up with nonsense. I was stupid, and I ruined what we had. That's why you left me. But I swear I never meant to cheat on you. I didn't believe him, but to make him leave, I said, okay, I believe you. Goodbye, Cole. After he went back to Chicago, he still tried to contact me every day. He sent me long messages about our childhood, about all the good times we'd had. I think he believed that because we'd known each other for 20 years, I would eventually forgive him. But he was wrong. Sunk costs don't factor into major decisions. He no longer had any place in my heart. 6 months later, Liam and I flew back to Chicago with our parents. We wanted to have our wedding there. We sent an invitation to the Sterling family, too. On the day of the wedding, Cole walked Grandpa Sterling down the aisle. I stood on the stage, and our eyes met from across the room. He dressed up for the occasion, but he looked like a hollow shell, empty and lifeless. I nodded at him calmly. Beside me, Liam slipped the ring onto my finger. I do. Our vows sealed. Fireworks exploded in the sky above, celebrating our perfect day. Growing up, I always knew I would be Cole Sterling's bride. but life has a way of surprising you. Now standing beside me is the man who watched me from the shadows for so many years. His quiet, unwavering love, born of loneliness, has finally found its happy ending. Cole stared at Harper in her wedding dress, breathtakingly beautiful. A dull, aching pain spread through his chest. He'd dreamed of this moment 1,000 times over the past decade. He'd been so close, but he'd thrown it all away. He'd lost the girl who loved him with every fiber of her being. And Cole Sterling knew with absolute certainty that he would never get over it. And so, the story ends, not with a dramatic confrontation, but with the quiet, lingering consequence of taking love for granted. Harper found a man who knew her worth from the very beginning, while Cole was left holding only the memories of a future he carelessly threw away. A poignant reminder that true love isn't just about history, it's about how you treat the one you love every single day.